everyone, I'm Sarah Coleman. I'm the Executive Director for the Chicagoland and Northern Illinois District Office, and I was asked to speak today just for a couple of minutes about my family's involvement with MDA. I have been with MDA for about 12 and a half years professionally, but my first exposure to MDA was about 5 years before my employment with MDA in 1999 when my dad was diagnosed with ALS. My family was not overly involved with MDA right at the beginning. My dad's ALS was slow to progress, so we were pretty lucky with that. But it also meant that we weren't using a lot of MDA's services, so we weren't super active in that community to begin with, and we weren't looking necessarily for opportunities to get involved with MDA at that point in time. Luckily, the local MDA office reached out to us to ask us if we would like to be a part of the MDA Great Walk, which is now our Muscle Walk. And my dad said not really, and he wasn't super on board with walking because he was still working full time and just kind of trying to live life without worrying as much about his diagnosis at that point in time since it was progressing pretty slow. But my mom, on the other hand, was excited about it and thought it would be a good idea to meet some other people and get to know MDA a little bit better. So she said yes anyhow, and she signed up for the walk. And I think the first year it was just her and a couple of my aunts that went out. I was away at school at that point in time in college, and so it's just a few of them the first couple of years. But once I graduated college and began working for MDA as a fundraising coordinator, I recruited everybody on our family, and our team grew. We kind of made everybody sign up. So our team grew quite a bit, and we, at the height of our Muscle Walk team, we probably had 20 or 25 members, and we were raising anywhere between $5,000 and $8,000 along the way. So we were a pretty strong team for a long time, and I always tell my staff when we're talking about Muscle Walk calls or just outreach calls in general that it's super important to just ask every single person, because we probably wouldn't have gotten involved with MDA if someone hadn't asked us. And if I look at things from more of the family perspective and what my family was going through versus my MDA employee perspective, for me, it's just really important. I would rather have somebody call and ask me if I'd like to be involved with something and let me know what's going on and let me make that decision of, do I have time for that right now with what's going on in our lives, or is that something that would empower my family, than to just not be asked at all. So I think it's very important for us to train our new staff, especially as they're coming in, to not be nervous or scared to make those calls, but to feel like they're giving families an opportunity to get involved and an opportunity to feel empowered to help MDA, because MDA is an organization that's going to be there to support them when they're ready. And I think that that's really important. So my family does not do the Muscle Walk anymore. Unfortunately, it lines up with the same time, and we started a social event the year that my dad died called Toast to Life, which is popping up in other markets now, and that's really exciting and fun for us to see. But this will be our 11th year doing that social event this year, and so we no longer do the Muscle Walk, but we've continued to stay really involved with MDA and continue raising money and awareness for ALS. And that's not to say that every family is going to do that, but I think if you give families the opportunity right from the start and begin those relationships and reaching out with them, you can see some really great things and give people the opportunity to feel very empowered by their commitment and their involvement with MDA. So I hope that that's helpful to all of you in your meetings, and certainly please take that back to your district teams to not be afraid to call our families and ask them for help. Nobody wants to support MDA more than our families who are counting on us for services and support. So thank you all. I hope you have a great meeting, and take care.